Hello. This is my favorite Disney World park, so I'm very excited to cover it. Today I'm going to be talking about all the rides at EPCOT. What is considered a ride? Anything under the Attractions tab of the Disney World app with the EPCOT filter on. The list is sorted A to Z with the exclusion of the, so the American Adventure is listed as A. The first ride I'll talk about is Advanced Training Lab. Advanced Training Lab opened in 2003 and replaced Horizons. I will express my anger in the Mission Space entry. It's too early in the video to complain. It is actually a great place for children, having a play area and digital games, if only Mission Space was good. This ride name is confusing. The American Adventure opened in 1982 and shares a name with the pavilion. I'm pretty sure the attraction is listing the show as the description says the times and that it's in the American Adventure Pavilion, so I don't have to talk about the whole pavilion. The major changes happened in 1993 to refresh the animatronic and redo the theme song, in 2007 to talk about 9/11, and in 2018 to reference influential people like Simone Biles and Elon Musk. It is something fun to do if you have 30 minutes to spend in the America Pavilion. Let's move right next to the entry I just covered. American Heritage Gallery opened in 1982 and changed a couple of times. In 2010 the National Treasures exhibit opened. In 2018 that same exhibit was replaced, creating tradition, innovation and change in American Indian art, and in 2024 that same exhibit was replaced by Portraits of Courage. Again, it's something fun to do in the American Pavilion if you have time to spend, and this doesn't rely on the time. Let's finally move away from the America Pavilion. Awesome Planet opened in 2020 and replaced Circle of Life and Environmental Fable. It's something fun to do if you have time to burn at the Land Pavilion. I promise that's not the only thing I'll say about each ride. Let's go to France next. Beauty and the Beast Sing-Along opened in 2020 and is exactly that, a sing-along. It's funny that Magic Kingdom also has this kind of, if you count Enchanted Tales with Belle. I do recommend this ride if you have children. Technically this is the only entry in the Japan Pavilion excluding the scavenger hunts. Bijutsukan Gallery is surprisingly one of the most history-dense since it opened in 1982, changing exhibits 9 times. In 1982 the exhibit was Living Gifts of Japan. In 1984 it was replaced by Art of the Japanese Theater. In 1985 it was replaced by Feathers on the Wind. In 1987 it was replaced by Echoes Through Time. In the early 1990s it was replaced by Japanese Woman and the Arts. In mid-1990s it was replaced by Nitsuke Story Carvings of Old Japan. In 1999 it was replaced by Karakuri Magical Toys of Japan. In 2000 it was replaced by Diamond Warriors Traditions and Japanese Baseball. In 2003 it was replaced by 10 Toy Stories. In 2010 it was replaced by Spirited Beasts from Ancient Stories to Anime Stars, and lastly in 2015 the exhibit was replaced by Kawaii Japan's Cute Culture. Well, I wasn't expecting this to be one of the longest entries of the video, so let's move on now. This ride actually has the most boring history. Bruce's Shark World opened in 2003 and replaced nothing and hasn't changed ever. The ride does reflect this, as it's just a glorified playground. If you want to go on a playground, go on the Green Landing instead. It has a lot more to do and isn't usually packed. This is the only ride in the Canada Pavilion excluding scavenger hunts. Canada Far and Wide and Circle Vision 360 opened in 2020 and replaced O Canada. From what I heard the new version is worse. I've done neither, so I can't say if the change is good or bad. At least it doesn't have any competition from other Canada Pavilion rides, excluding the past. This is the next ride. Coral Reefs. Coral Reefs Disney Animals opened in 1986 and haven't changed ever. I do want to give you a heads up and say that each type of animal is an attraction for some reason. That doesn't sound bad until I start Animal Kingdom. The coral reef is cool, but I can't spell anemone. I think this is kind of hidden. Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival opened in 2009 and replaced the Imagination Theater and is the same to this day. I do think that the Imagination Theater was better showing Magic Journeys and Captain EO. The Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival just shows shorts, like the name suggests. This is one of the World Showcase scavenger hunts. Disney's DuckTales World Showcase Adventure opened in 2022 and replaced Agent P's World Showcase Adventure. To play, go on the Play Disney Parks app and walk into any of the following pavilions: Mexico, Norway, China, Germany, Japan, France, and United Kingdom. In each land you'll do a 15-minute scavenger hunt, and each will lead to some interactive element. This could take hours to do everything in this scavenger hunt, not to mention there is a different entry that is another pit stop in each pavilion. I feel like I can't say this is a downgrade. It's cool, but I'll just explain. Dreamers Point opened in 2023 and replaced the Fountain of Nations. The Fountain of Nations was cool and had about a glass of water from each of the opening day pavilions. I do think that concept is cool, but I'm not going to be rude to Walt Disney's face. He did give me 18,000 views. Somehow it's been over 6 minutes, and this is the first entry that actually moves and is actually considered a ride. Frozen Ever After opened in 2016 and replaced Maelstrom. This is actually a really good ride, but is it better than the original? Mostly yes, it's an improvement, but I like the illusion of almost going backwards over the entrance. Now it's just weird readjusting. Also, while I was typing the script, I must have been tired as I wrote Nordstrom instead of Maelstrom. Gallery of Arts and History opened in 1984 and changed 3 times. In 2007, the original exhibit, Islamic Art and Moroccan Decorative Arts, was replaced by Moroccan Decorative Arts. In 2011, Moroccan Myth and Beauty replaced the last exhibit, and in 2017, Moroccan Style, the Art of Personal Adornment, replaced the 2011 exhibit. It is very similar to the Bajutsa Gallery I talked about a couple entries earlier, however with very different culture. Boat Ride 2. The Grand Fiesta Tour opened in 2007 and rethemed El Rio del Tiempo. The only main difference after that was in 2015, when the cardboard cutouts were replaced by animatronics from Mickey Mouse Revue, which is its own can of worms. This ride is pretty hidden, being inside the Temple of the Mexico Pavilion. It is also very different to its neighbor, Frozen Ever After, even though they are both boat rides. This is the only roller coaster in EPCOT's history. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind opened in 2022 and replaced Ellen's Energy Adventure. Even though it took EPCOT 40 years to get its first roller coaster, it is probably my favorite roller coaster I've been on. There are 6 songs on the ride, which include Disco Inferno by the Tramps, I Ran by a Flock of Seagulls, Conga by Miami Sound Machine, Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears, One Way or Another by Blondie, and lastly September by Earth, Wind and Fire. There was a 7th song playing for the Christmas overlay, but that will be in my overlay video. Also, the Disney Parks YouTube channel joking said they play the Living with the Land ambience theme, which I desperately want.
It was useless to follow me. What is that noise?
Noise? No one's gonna stop rock and roll from existing.
What have we done?
What have we done? I think we're jumping back.
My personal favorite song of the 6 is Disco Inferno. I think I've said enough. It's another museum tied to a pavilion. House of the Whispering Willows opened in 1982 and changed 4 times. In 2005, the original exhibit, Traditional Chinese Arts and Culture, was replaced by Tomb Warriors, which was replaced in 2017 by Inside Shanghai Disney Resort, which was replaced in 2021 by Creating Tradition, but Inside Shanghai Disney Resort came back in 2022. Unlike most pavilions, there is another attraction in the China Pavilion, so I'll be coming back later. Well, this next area is iffy. ImageWorks The What If Labs opened in 1999 and replaced a portion of Journey into Imagination. The ImageWorks hasn't changed much, just cycling meat and grates. The reason it's iffy is because both the original Journey into Imagination and the original Imageworks were legendary, and the new versions feel iffy. I'll talk about Journey into Imagination when its entry comes up. Well, this ride has no history. Impressions de France opened in 1982 and never changed. The only difference is that since 2020 it runs in conjunction with Beauty and the Beast Sing-Along. It is very similar to other video attractions like Canada Far and Wide, so depending on which country is best, go there. Well, it's invertebrate time. Invertebrates at EPCOT Disney Animals opened in 1986 and only changed in 2007 to add more variety. I don't have much to say about the Disney Animal Disney plays as they are just sea creatures. And back to the Imagination Pavilion. Journey into Imagination opened 1983 and was the most popular version and the biggest. In 1999 it was replaced by Journey into Your Imagination, which was severely hated. In 2002 the ride was again replaced by Journey into Imagination with Figment, which is okay. I do think the reason the original didn't come back is Journey into Your Imagination had a shorter track and had a different Imageworks downstairs, the original was upstairs. Also, I'm not expressing how hated Journey into Your Imagination is, it is the most hated EPCOT ride. This ride can get you wet and starts with Journey. Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, opened in 2023 and replaced Innoventions. I thought it was cool, literally, and you don't get too wet as long as you take your turn in the waterfall. This ride is at every pavilion on World Showcase. EPCOT Fun Stops opened in 1999 and have had the same experience but different reward. The original 1999 version had you collect pieces of a mask, or stamps. In 2012 the masks were replaced by Duffy Bear, which I think isn't as cool. As of 2018 now you just get stamps in a Ziploc suitcase. This is cool if you're 5 and like marathons, I guess? Another boat ride. Listen to the Land opened in 1982 and changed a couple of times. In 1993 the name was changed to Living with the Land, and the other change was in 2006 to add on ride narrators. There are other small changes like plant layouts and animals, but that can get redundant fast. And now the mandatory animal intermission. Manatee's Disney Animals opened in 1991 and is a silly guy. Look at this hungry guy. I've lost count of the museums about countries, but here is another. Mexico Folk Art Gallery opened in 1982 and changed 3 times. Also a warning, the AI voice butchers Spanish. In 2007 the original exhibit was replaced by Animals Fantásticos Spirits in wood. In 2013 the last exhibit was replaced by La Catrina. In 2017 the prior exhibit was replaced by Remember Me, La Celebration del Dia de Muertos. Of these I think the best was the colorful animals. With all the good, this is definitely a bad change. Mission Space opened in 2002 and replaced Horizons. The only other changes were in 2006 to add Green Mission and in 2017 to change Green Mission from going to Mars to going around Earth. Even though there is baby mode, Mission Space is the nausea-inducing claustrophobic torture chamber most people hate. Horizons was cool having an Omni-Mover system like Haunted Mansion, but instead attached to the wall. This might get the worst decision achievement, maybe more than Journey into Your Imagination, because at least it didn't make the ride a 1 and oh god never again. Even though I covered this last video, I'm covering it again. Play Disney Parks opened in 2018 and is at the 4 Disney World theme parks plus the Art of Animation Resort. I'm just covering the EPCOT games for this entry. There are 3 games, one for the DuckTales Scavenger Hunt, one for Fun Stops, and there is also a game in the queue of Soarin' Over the World. It is also the only way to play the DuckTales Scavenger Hunt. I probably should have mentioned that earlier. This ride is pretty hidden. Project Tomorrow Inventing the Wonders of the Future opened in 2007 and never changed. Also, my thumbs hurt from just typing the name of the ride. Fish Interlude. Reef Fish opened in 1986 and haven't changed. These are fish, and fish are quite fishy. I think I'm going insane. Okay, finally something that isn't a random museum or fish. Reflections of China opened in 2003 and replaced Wonders of China. The only other history is that it planned to be replaced but has been spared for now. It is similar to the other Circle Vision theaters, but this one is China. This ride is actually also really good. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure opened in 2021 and hasn't changed ever. It is really fun. You get sprayed by champagne and trash. Also, the ride is similar to Ride of the Resistance, but without the drop. Turtle Intermission. Sea Turtles Disney Animals opened in 1986 and is the same today as it was when it opened. After this, there is only one other animal intermission. This is pretty much the combination of all the other sea attractions under one name. Sea Base Alpha opened in 1986 and has changed a couple of times. In 2005, the name was changed to Sea Base Aquarium. In 2007, Mr. Ray's Lagoon Lab, Bruce's Shark World, Turtle Talk with Crush and other smaller Finding Nemo set pieces were added. The only other update was for Turtle Talk with Crush, but I'll save it for its own entry. It is pretty cool attraction but can get overcrowded easily. Staying in the pavilion, The Seas with Nemo and Friends opened in 2007 and rethemed the living seas. The current ride is pretty much a worse version of Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid, but has some cool features like the jellyfish. Overall, keep this as a low priority, but if you're there, try it. This is the final animal intermission. Sharks and Rays opened in 1986 and is the same today. I'm excluding Bruce's Shark World as the description doesn't say it is conjoined. Also, don't fear, there is one more thing I have to cover in Sea Base, but not yet. Add this to the list of EPCOT's bad decisions. Soarin' Around the World opened in 2016 and replaced Soarin' over California. Even though Soarin' Around the World matches EPCOT better, Soarin' over California is better in 30 different ways. I'd mentioned it in my California Adventure History video. I don't want to be hit by 19 different items. When I went to EPCOT, I went on Soarin' over California and, well, it's just better. That's pretty much it. Finally, the landmark of EPCOT. Spaceship Earth opened in 1982 and has changed a lot, so strap in. After the ride opened, but still in 1982, the fog in the beginning was removed and this Egyptian worker, the boy building in the Gutenberg scene, and a woman in the network communication scene was added. In 1986, the little boy in the Gutenberg scene and the newer woman in the network communications got their own scenes related to tech, which replaced Tomorrow's City, as well as the addition of the song Tomorrow's Child. In 1994, the tech scenes and space station were removed and replaced by the blue light grid. In 1999, the Mickey arm was added. In 2001, the Mickey arm was changed to say EPCOT. In 2007, the Mickey arm was removed and the ride was given an interactive game. Also, it got announced in 2019 about version 5, however it has been indefinitely postponed. This ride is very good. I think this is a very high priority if you go to EPCOT. This is the final museum. State Church Gallery opened in 1998 and only changed 3 times. In 2008, the original exhibit, Vikings Conquerors of the Sea, was replaced by the Vikings Dragons and the Hammer. In 2014, the last exhibit was replaced by Norse Kultur, inspiration for Disney's Frozen, and in 2023 that was replaced by Gods and the Vikings. It is pretty overlooked. When I was there, I thought it was a restaurant from the outside. This is the fastest ride in all of Disney World. Test Track opened in 1998 and replaced World of Motion. The original version of Test Track really leaned hard in the test part of the name, where you were pretty much a crash test dummy. In 2012, Test Track 2.0 opened and really leaned in hard on the futuristic side of EPCOT and had you make your own car. In 2025, Test Track 3.0 opened and is pretty much perfect, being about the semi-future and you test a futurish car. I think Test Track 3 is the best. It feels the most high quality. Here is the final ride. Turtle Talk with Crush opened in 2004 and only changed in 2016 to add characters from Finding Dory. It is a pretty standard show where you talk to crush. It is a low priority for me and there are other better things to do in the sea base. I hope you enjoy. Luckily for me there are only 12 attractions at Hollywood Studios and EPCOT has 42. It will take probably less than a week to come out after this video, so see you then.